Thank you so much for joining us today here at this lovely yoga practice with a group from Breast Friends in Tigard, Oregon. Their information is linked down below in the description box. My name is Christine, and this is going to be an accessible, gentle yoga practice where we will be standing for most of the time, but I offer you the option of having a chair for a little support for balance. And I'd also like to suggest that you grab a yoga strap or something that you can use like a yoga strap. So you might use a small hand towel. This happens to be a bathrobe belt from a bathrobe that is no longer in service, but the belt serves me well. So anything, a tie, a scarf, anything like that that you might get a hold of, just have it nearby. You may not need it, but it can come in a little bit handy. So there we go. And we'll start standing. And if you can feel comfortable barefoot, I invite you to be on bare feet. And have your feet right under your knees right under your hips, your heart right over your hips, and your head right over your heart. And you might rotate your arms outward so that the palms are kind of shining forward here. And this is mountain pose. This is Tadasana in the Sanskrit. And it's a pretty basic pose, but whether you've been practicing yoga for a really long time or this is your first time or anywhere in between, I invite you to bring a beginner's mind. Just really feeling into this posture, maybe closing your eyes if that feels good. And even just closing your eyes will challenge your balance a little bit here. But just notice how your body is balanced here. Notice if you're centered or maybe listing forward or back or to one side or the other. And see if you can find that place where you're really centered, that plumb line. And you might even draw the very crown of your head, the very uppermost point of your head up to the sky. Notice how that tucks your chin gently. And this opening of the arms draws the shoulder blades down the back and lifts the heart. And then check to see if your feet are parallel. They're even on the ground, and just rock back and forth a little bit here. Come up onto the balls of your feet, onto your toes. Rock back onto your heels and lift the toes. Just feeling yourself on the ground. And as you're here, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already. And picture yourself standing on really damp but warm sand, or maybe a little cool, whatever temperature you like. Maybe you're in the Bahamas on the sand, maybe you're in Oregon. So just whatever resonates with you. And feel all of your toes and the soles of your feet. Let's lift the toes up, spread them out nice and wide, and then just set down the pinky toes and those fourth toes and the middle toes and the second toe and then the big toe. And then lift the toes up again and very deliberately put them all down together. Imagine your footprint in the sand. That little curve of the foot where the arch lifts, where the heel presses down. And if you would like to take it a little further, you might imagine that you are standing at the beach. And as you take your next inhale through the nose, imagine you can smell the scent of the ocean. And then let it go out your mouth or nose with a big sigh. Do that a couple times. Inhale that fresh, clean, really particular ocean air. And then exhale, let it go. Once more. You might imagine you can feel the wind on your skin, maybe playing across your hair or your scalp. Maybe you're standing really close to the water and you can feel the water lapping at your toes. Right here at the edge of the earth, where the earth meets the water, we can be grounded and centered, yet also be fluid and flexible. Just inviting those qualities into our experience today. Feeling stable, safe, and secure, grounded here. Hearing the sound of the ocean, smelling the ocean, feeling the wind. Know that you are here, part of this vast display of nature. Every one of us meant to be here, designed for this particular place and time. As you're ready, let's just shake out the arms a little bit, maybe bat open your eyes. And we'll just begin to get some healthy movement in the joints here. So this is where you might find your chair coming in handy. You can reach a hand out here. Balance on your right foot. Feel those toes pressing down. Feel the heel grounded. And peel your heel up on the left side. And just press into your toes gently. Maybe rock back and forth, stretching out the bottom of your feet or foot. And then we're going to come up onto the big toe and just make some circles here. Maybe you keep all toes down. That might feel nice, massaging into all the toes, or maybe coming up on the toe so that you can get more into the ankle. And just dropping that heel down to the ground and picking it back up, and then reversing those circles. And of course, if you want to challenge your balance, you could lift your foot from the ground and make your circles here. And then we'll make some circles in the knee, maybe lifting that foot off the ground and being here, or maybe staying grounded and just focusing on the knee here. Just getting some nice, healthy movement in our joints today, taking care of our foundation. And then we'll rotate the knee in the opposite direction. And then let's switch sides here. Come on up to the big toes of the ball of the right foot, peeling that heel up off the ground. Maybe rock back and forth a little, stretching out the bottom of your foot. And then beginning to make some circles here. You might start with the toes grounded and then come up onto that big toe so you can get a little more into the ankle. And then switch directions. Always knowing that your chair or maybe a wall or a couch or something is nearby for support. And then we'll find those knee circles, maybe lifting here. Just kind of, the knee is a hinge joint, so it's kind of hard to make a circle here with it. But we're just getting some nice healthy movement, something different than we habitually do to lube up our joints. Always love that scene in The Wizard of Oz with the Tin Man, oil can. I say that all the time because that's exactly what I think of when I think of oiling these joints up. And then we'll ground both feet again and take the feet out a little wider than hip width apart. And bring your hands to your hips and we'll get some movement in those hips. So let's just begin to make some hip circles here. You can bend deeply into the knees, or you can stay upright, whatever feels good to you, and you can always reach out for balance. No problem needing support. We all need support sometimes. And some days our balance is better than others. If you haven't switched directions yet, go ahead and do that now. Just making those nice, healthy circles. And then we'll come back to this nice wide-legged Tadasana here, hands on the hips. I like to think of this one as superhero posture, lifting the heart. Tuck the tailbone gently so you're not overarching the back. Shoulder blades drawn down, heart lifted, chin tucked. Feel yourself maybe standing on the beach, closing your eyes to hear the beach sounds, the birds, sound of the ocean, smelling that particular scent, feeling the breeze. And then we'll get some movement here in the arms. So let's rotate the wrists in one direction. We can do both of those together here. And then we'll circle in the opposite direction. And then here, instead of circling the elbows, we're gonna hug the elbows into the side body. And if it feels better to bring your feet in underneath your hips again, you can go ahead and do that, or you can stay with the wider stance. And our arms are kind of like T-Rex arms here, you know, just little tiny short arms glued in. Let's inhale together, open up your arms as much as feels good to you, keeping the elbows stuck to the rib cage. And then exhale to draw them parallel again. Inhale, open up. Exhale, draw them in. If you want to close your eyes and smell the beach, you feel free to do that. And if you want to sit for this portion here, you can do that as well. Let's do two more here. And just feel into your shoulders, your upper arms. Notice your boundary, where the edge is of your range of motion. And then we'll reach the fingers forward, drawing the arms out at shoulder height. And we'll open up the arms here. Just as much as feels good to you. You might squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then draw them back into parallel. Inhale as you open up. Exhale, come in. Let's do a couple more here. Inhaling to open. Exhaling towards one another. And this time, let's inhale, open, draw those shoulder blades as close together as you can. Open up your heart. Maybe look up towards the sky any amount. Couple breaths here. Now I'm thinking about the Titanic on top of the world. And then we'll draw the chin parallel to the earth, reach the fingers out in front again, and then lower them down. And we can just shake out the arms, maybe shake out the legs a little bit. And then here we're going to take our strap or strap adjacent item and bring it behind the back in the hands so that your fingers are curled around it. Your thumb is curled down over the fingers. And we're just going to hold that behind us, and maybe your grip is relatively wide, just depends on how your shoulders are doing today, or maybe it's close together, or maybe you don't need the strap at all and you can interlace your fingers right here, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to use the strap here. Let's inhale, lift the hands from the back body, lift the heart, tuck the chin, exhale and lower down. Inhale to lift away. Exhale and gently lower down. Keep the feet firmly on the ground or in the sand. Exhale, lower down. Couple more here. One more time, let's inhale, press the hands back and up and look up towards the sky as much as feels good to you. Roll the shoulders down and back away from the ears. Couple breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Bring the chin all the way down towards the heart. Bend your knees generously and bow all the way forward, coming into a forward fold. You might lift your hands up towards the sky behind you, and if it feels nice, take your feet out really wide, bend your knees really deeply. You can take the hands a little wider on the strap here if that makes this more comfortable for you. Feel your feet on the ground. And again, you can be doing this from a chair if you like, just folding forward from your seat. Feel all 10 toes and both heels firmly planted on the ground. One more inhale here. Exhale, lower the strap down or lower your clasped hands down to the ground and bring your arms down in front of you to either hang like wet noodles or cradle your elbows in your palms and frame your face here, coming into ragdoll pose. Take a nice big inhale, maybe an at the beach inhale. Exhale, let it go with a big sigh. Tuck your chin deeply, let your head be heavy. And come back to breathing through your nose. And as you inhale here, imagine every disc along your spine getting a little more space in between each and every vertebra. Let your head be super heavy here, tractioning out your spine. One more full breath right here. And then we'll switch the cross of the arms. Couple more breaths here. And if it feels nice, you might just rock gently from side to side. Bring your right elbow towards your right shin. And then the left elbow towards the left shin. Breathing into the side body. Sending any areas of your body that are tight or tense some love and appreciation. One more full breath here. And then we'll inhale to come up to a flat back. So that might be hands on shins, hands on thighs, maybe hands to block or to your mat. Feet out wide or narrow, whatever feels nice to you. And straighten those legs as much as feels good without locking the knees. Breathe here, draw your elbows in like we did at the beginning here. Hug them into the side body. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. And get nice and long in the spine, drawing the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Breathe here. One more in-breath. Exhale, bend the knees, release, sweep your arms down, around, and up. Press into your feet, reach up towards the sky. And then bring the hands together and exhale, hands right down to your heart. Release your hands, come back to Tadasana. You might be feeling a little dizziness because we were inverted for a moment. Just feel yourself come back to neutrality. If it's comfortable to close your eyes and feel what's happening in your body right now. Feel your heart beating, your breath flowing, maybe a little temperature change or a little tingling. Feel yourself come back to neutral. And then open the eyes once again. We'll bring the hands forward, back up to shoulder height. This time the palms are facing down to the ground. And then lower them right back down to the hips. Inhale, lift the arms to shoulder height. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. This time we're going to lift the arms as much as feels okay in your shoulders, maybe a little over shoulder height, maybe alongside the ears, anyway in between, and then exhale to lower down. Inhale, reach up. You decide how high the arms go. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. And one more time with your own breath. And then here we'll do the same thing, but this time we're going to have the hands pointed towards each other. Inhale to open up the arms towards a Y or a V shape as much as feels good to you. And that may just be a few inches, or that might be again alongside those ears. And then we'll come back in front of the shoulders. Inhale, open up towards that Y shape as much as feels good. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. And exhale to release. Let's do a few more here as well. Move at your own pace. Move with your breath. Let's do one more. And then we'll lower the hands all the way to the hips. Roll your shoulders up and down and back. And then give them a little shake. And here you can use the strap once again if you like. We're gonna lift the arms up as much as feels good to you, and then exhale to lower down. And you're kind of gently pulling your strap so that you've got a little engagement in the triceps, the outsides of the arms there, almost as if you're trying to tear your strap in half. Just a few more here. Keep it down low, or again, feel free to go all the way up and alongside those ears. Couple more. Stay with that, or if you like, you can take your hands out wider, lift it all the way up, and maybe come all the way back behind you. So we're lifting up and over, up and over. So lots of different options depending upon your shoulder and arm mobility. Let's do two more, whichever option you are doing right now. One more inhale, exhale, lower down, release your strap, just set it aside and come back to standing once again. Beautiful here. And then let's just do a little side movement here. So again, you might take your feet out a little wider if you like, and we're just gonna dip that right hand down towards the earth, just tracing the outside edge of the right thigh, and then come back to center. Dip that down, slide the left hand up, and then come back to center. One more time, let's dip down here. And then back to center. If you have a little more movement here, you could bring your left hand to the back of the neck and then draw the right fingers down to the ground, lift your left elbow up to the sky. Let's do a couple more, whichever version you're doing. And on the last repetition, we'll hold there and breathe. So this time as the fingers go down the right leg, lift your elbow up to the sky or your left shoulder if your elbow is grounded to your body. Open up, draw that left arm back and down. And feel your hand cradling the back of your neck, holding you here, and breathe into the left side of the body. Imagine your intercostal muscles in between those ribs getting a nice stretch. One more in-breath here. Exhale, release, come back to center. And just take a moment to check in with yourself. Notice what's happening in your body. Notice the differences in the two sides of the body. And then we'll go to the other side. So let's dip the left fingers down the left thigh and come back to center. So we just want to warm up the side body a little bit here. We probably haven't stood like that very much today. So we want to give our bodies a chance to get used to this new movement. And then if you like, you can bring the right hand to the back of the neck and lift the elbow up to the sky. Next time you have those left fingertips traveling down the left thigh, we'll lift the right shoulder or elbow up to the sky, roll the shoulder back and down. Feel your hand cradling the back of your neck with tenderness, and breathe into the right rib cage, the right side of the body. Press both feet strongly down to the ground. Maybe you're still visualizing yourself on the beach, feeling the wind in your hair, hearing those birds, sound of the ocean waves. One more inhale right here. Exhale, release. And then we'll roll the shoulders up and down and back. And come back to neutral. And here you might want to come to sit, or if you are still up for standing, we're just going to come down into chair pose. So take your hands to your heart, and we're just going to bend the knees, feel the feet on the ground. So I'm just turning to the side so you can see. Feel your feet on the ground. Sit in your imaginary or your real chair here. Breathe, feeling your back body expand as you inhale. Lengthen through the back of the spine. And then if you like, you can bring your hands to your knees, sitting or standing. We'll inhale, draw the heart forward. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, find a lifted cow posture here. Lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale, curl the tailbone under. Tuck the chin deeply, belly button to the spine. Couple more here. One more exhale into that rounded cat pose. And then inhale, press into your feet. You might reach up to the sky, get a big full body stretch, and exhale, hands to heart. And here I'd like to invite everybody to come to a chair or to a seat on the ground. Just feel your feet once again on the ground, just like in our standing Tadasana. This is kind of a seated Tadasana here. So just feeling your feet on the ground, feel your head over your heart over your pelvis. And bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Notice where you feel your breath. See if you can invite the breath to fill the belly and then the heart. And then as you exhale, to soften the heart and soften the belly. Hug your elbows in. And we'll do a little Brahmari breath here, a nice humming breath to stimulate that vagal nerve, helping to invite our parasympathetic nervous system to come on board and help us to restore and heal and relax. So we'll take an inhale here, and as you exhale, keep your lips pressed together and exhale with a hum. So look like this. Just let the sound of the hum fade away. We'll do that again, and as you exhale on that humming breath, I invite you to really look for where you feel sensation, vibration in your body. So let's inhale together again. Two more times. Release your hands to rest on your lap. Notice what you feel, the quality of your breath, your body, your mind. Bring your attention to your hands. Notice any sensations you feel there, any sense of energy, vitality. And then bring your attention back to your feet again. Feel the ground underneath your heels, all 10 toes, inner and outer edges of the feet, the balls of the feet. Soften your brow, relax your jaw, and invite your breath to be a little deeper down into your belly for a few more breaths. If you like, you can bring the idea of a smile to your mind's eye. And just notice if that changes anything in your experience, just thinking about smiling. And then maybe bring a smile to your physical face as well. And all together, we'll reach out towards the walls alongside us as high as feels good to you. And then bring your hands together and down to meet your heart. Gathering up all that wonderful beachy energy from our practice today and letting it land right here for you, available for you whenever you take the time to just breathe and visualize, exercising the power of mindfulness. And in the tradition of yoga, I invite you to bow your chin towards your heart in respect and reverence for each of you. Namaste.